Hello and welcome to my first ever weekend roundup of movies. Now, this is something that I'm going to be doing very rarely because I don't feel like it happens that often, but it does happen enough that I want to start doing this. And what this is this is just my little roundup of all the movies that came out over the weekend and even one that came out the week before. That I haven't been able to do a review for. So this is, instead of doing like 4 or 5 individual movie reviews just back to back to back to back, because I feel like that's a lot on you guys of just consistent, like, oh my god, this is just movie reviews, just movie review after movie review. This is one video condensing all the stuff that came out over just last weekend and the week before, all the movies that came out, and just my overview of all them, really quick, running them down, what I thought, giving you just an overall opinion on all the movies that came out. So welcome to my first ever weekend roundup. I feel like I'm like the host of a kids show or something. Do you like my chair? You like this? It's a comfy chair. It's actually the first time I've ever sat in this chair. Let's get started. We're gonna do this all digitally. I have a little list here, things that I've done. Like my Stormtrooper case. So do I. Right off the bat, I want to start with, and I want to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Out of the Shadows. Okay, I saw this, I believe, last Monday, so a week ago is when I saw this movie. It had just come out at the time, and still very fresh, so I hope you guys are mad at me or call me names because of how late I am with this movie, or even all the other ones. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, try saying that 5 times fast. This movie, I honestly enjoyed this movie more than the first one. More than the first new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that came out 2 years ago. I enjoyed this one a lot more. I think this one had it had better villains. I think this one was funnier. I think this one was a lot more action-packed. And it just there was so much craziness going on. It felt like a real-life cartoon. And so I really enjoyed the entire thing. I felt like someone took the 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that cartoon, and made it into a real life movie. I mean, you had Krang, you had Shredder, there were other little hints, you had Bebop, Rocksteady, now we have Casey Jones. There was everybody in there, and it was a blast. I really thoroughly enjoyed this movie, a lot more than I thought I was going to. I knew I was gonna have fun because I also liked the first Ninja Turtles that came out a while ago, or 2 years ago. I've been a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan since I was a little kid. I had the action figures, I had the playsets, I wore the costumes, I watched the cartoons. I loved the Ninja Turtles when I was a kid, even the 90s movies, all 2 of them, because I don't think about the 3rd one ever existing. So to wrap up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Out of the Shadows, I'm going to give it a gold .5 medal, like a gold and a half. I don't remember if it's I don't remember if that's the first type of medal that I give into a movie. I feel like I have once before, but I'm gonna give it a gold .5 only because it was just, the plot was so crazy. There was so much going on. It was so cartoony and honestly stupid at parts, but like, it's just movies like that I really do appreciate, because it's like sometimes I just want to go into a movie and just turn my brain off, or like, I know that sounds bad to a lot of people, but just like not have to be super serious and super in-depth and all this. Just go have fun at a movie. That's what movies are for. This was a type of movie that you could go see with anyone, go see with friends, go see with little kids, go see with your parents. It's just an overall enjoyable movie. I liked Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Out of the Shadows. Next off, ladies and gentlemen, we have a movie that I have been anticipating for many years now. We have heard many different things about it, good and bad. You cannot deny the anticipation leading up to the movie. However, this has been a hype train of a movie. This has been a very skeptical kind of movie, but we got it, and I saw it, and I'm sure a lot of you have as well. And ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about Warcraft. I saw Warcraft the day before it came out, last Thursday. I saw it with a couple of my friends, and I'm honestly very mixed about this movie. I really am. I don't think, like other people are saying, I don't believe that this movie deserves what it's been getting from critics. Not for 1 second do I believe that this movie is a 0% like it is on Rotten Tomatoes, or do I believe that this is just a terrible film. I really don't. I think what Duncan Jones, the director, was able to do with this movie movie with it being based off of a game, off of World of Warcraft, was honestly incredible. The cinematic world that he was able to create off the game was beautiful. It looked amazing. I think the special effects, the CGI was incredible the whole movie through. The orcs, a lot of the time, the mocap, everything was great. There were some things here and there where I was like, but overall, like, most part, amazing, okay? Really enjoyed it. The thing that gets me mixed about this movie was the plot. The plot was all over the place for me. I didn't really understand a lot what was going on. I'm not going to spoil anything in here for the stuff that happened in the movie because there are spoilery things that I could tell you, but I'm not. I just feel like different things in the movie were happening. Like they were going from here to there, from there to here, jumping back and forth. Like I don't know, the plot was a little odd. And the thing about the plot that honestly pissed me off a little bit the most was, in the end, nothing got resolved. Nothing at the end of this movie was resolved. Like there was like at least 3 or 4 things going on throughout the movie that you were waiting for resolution. You were waiting for that. The climax was happening. You were waiting for it all to come to a close, and nothing came to a close. Nothing at all. Everything was left open. I don't know if they did that on purpose to make this a trilogy for a second and third movie to really span out its lifespan. If so, 2 or 3 movies from now, we may be like, oh, that was actually perfect what they did. They led up to this. But as of right now, I'm kind of pissed that nothing got resolved. Nothing happened, okay? Like, I know some of you may be like, whoa, that's a fucking spoiler. I hope it's not, because I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of stuff going on in the plots. In the plots of the movie, there's a lot of stuff going on, and nothing really gets resolved. So, with this movie, I'm kind of torn, because I really did enjoy it. The battle scenes were great. The characters, things were amazing. I don't know. I think for right now, I'm going to give Warcraft a gold medal. I'm going to give it a gold medal. I think that's right in the middle, deserves that rating as of right now. I really did enjoy it. I thought the battle scenes were incredible. There were just too many things here and there throughout that were kind of like, for me, especially when it came down to the nitty and gritty of the plot. So overall, Warcraft, gold medal from me. Did enjoy most of it, but there were plenty of things in there that raised some red flags for me. Next on the list, ladies and gentlemen, we have a movie that I honestly don't know why we got a sequel to. I'm just kidding, because I know exactly why we got a sequel to it, and that is Money, 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 Money. And that sequel, of course, is Now You See Me 2. So Now You See Me was like the magician heist movie that came out about 2 or 3 years ago now, probably 3 years ago. It was a while ago. And it starred people like Jesse Eisenberg. It starred a shit ton of people, okay? To say the least, there were a lot of people in it, and there's even more in this movie now. And I thought that Now You See Me, the first one, was okay. There were things that were annoying. I thought it was a cool premise. The magic annoyed me a lot of the time, because I was like, that's not realistic. Like, that's not happening. Like, there's no way. Do you have superpowers? You have superpowers maybe, but that's not happening unless you are a superhuman, because that's not magic. That's the work of the devil. And there's a lot more of that going on in this movie as well. But what I think that this movie did a lot better was, I think this movie focused on storylines a little bit more. And I think this movie actually had a better magic scenes than the first movie. I really do. It was thoroughly entertaining for me, just like Ninja Turtles 2. I feel like there were many instances, actually most of the movie, I had to turn off my brain to really enjoy it, because otherwise I just would have been annoying myself and fighting myself at how stupid and annoying the magic is in here, because I'm sorry, but it's just not possible. It was entertaining, I will give it that, okay? I know I'm saying that a lot, but I did enjoy it. There are just things like in Warcraft that were sprinkled in there. But in the end, Now You See Me 2, it was fine. I'm gonna stay on the path here, guys. I genuinely am. I'm going to give Now You See Me 2 a gold medal. For those of you, if you're watching and you don't know my rating system and you're like, why is this guy giving every freaking movie a gold medal? I don't understand. Gold on my scale is a 3 out of 5. So gold is really like a C. That's what I'm giving. These movies are all C type movies to me, C to C plus movies, okay? I know some of you are probably gonna get really mad with how I'm grading some of these, but I'm just being honest like I always am. I'm always going to be 100% honest with you guys. none of these movies were diamond metal movies for me, which is 5 out of 5. None of those were none of these movies were diamond to me. But there was one that was pretty close, except for a couple things, and we're about to talk about it. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, the final movie that we will talk about in this weekend movie roundup video that's probably gone on way too long, and I'm sorry, but the last movie on the list is The Conjuring 2. And I know it's staying on the path of 2, because all these movies are fucking sequels. With The Conjuring 2, I was a bit nervous because what I saw in the trailers honestly did not look scary to me. A lot of it looked very cheesy. A lot of it was kind of like, I really hope that they pull through and make this a worthy sequel, because in my opinion, this is just my opinion, but in my opinion, the first movie, The Conjuring, that is my all-time favorite horror movie. I think the first Conjuring is incredible, both in story and horror. It scared the shit out of me, and I thought the storyline was incredible. I really did. And then they came out with Annabelle, which was like the prequel to The Conjuring, but it was the movie in between The Conjuring 1 and 2 to kind of like hold us over while The Conjuring 2 was in production. And I didn't like Annabelle. I didn't like Annabelle really at all. I thought Annabelle was very cheesy. I didn't really think it felt like a Conjuring type movie. I really didn't. And so that's why after I saw that, I was kind of fearful for The Conjuring 2. I was fearful in the sense that it was going to fall under the Annabelle thing. It was going to fall under cheesy or corny or not really as scary. And I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it did not. It really didn't. The Conjuring 2 delivered for me on multiple occasions. There were things here and there that I thought were cheesy, some instances. I'm not going to spoil anything, but some things like with the Crooked Man, if I say that, you're not going to know what it is. It won't spoil anything. But the Crooked Man, it reminded me like it was something out of the movie Beetlejuice. If you see the movie, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. I feel like there was one scene that he did work in, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then they used him in a couple other scenes, and I was like, Beetlejuice. For the most part, my biggest gripe of The Conjuring 2 would be the pacing. I feel like about half of the movie is all set up. Like literally the first hour and 20 minutes of the movie, hour, 10 minutes, whatever, is all set up. It's all build up for the last half, which is okay because I feel like it does feel like it pays off, but there's just a lot of setting up to get to that point. But there's a lot of scariness and crap going on in the setup, so it's kind of worth it. I just feel like the setup took a little bit longer than it should have, but it paid off for me. I did like it. And in the end, when things started clicking and they started putting the puzzle pieces together, I feel like it had another great storyline. Things were like, wow, that's really cool. It's interesting that they did it that way. It's interesting that that's how the plot pulled out, or that's how the plot turned out. I was genuinely very happy with how The Conjuring 2 played out. I really was. I was surprised. I was a little relieved. I think right as of where it stands right now, the Conjuring series, besides Annabelle, we'll forget Annabelle. Annabelle didn't happen. Annabelle has nothing to do with The Conjuring. The Conjuring 1 and 2, I think, is just right now is one of the best horror movies and sequels out there, like as of right now. I really do. I think that both of them are very enjoyable, very scary. They're definitely scary. I hope that they make a third one. I really do. I think a trilogy would be awesome, but don't turn it into Paranormal Activity. So guys, to bring this video to an end, to wrap it all up, I'm sorry how stupid long this video is. I just wanted to wrap up all these movies. There was way too many to make, to do all these different movie reviews. So I'm gonna give The Conjuring 2 a platinum medal. I do think that it deserves that. When looking over this entire list, The Conjuring 2 stands out to me as the better of these films for sure. I did enjoy how vastly different each one of these films were. I love movies, guys. I really do, and that's why I have this channel. That's why I make a ton of other things, but I will always have love for movies. I can never see enough movies. I think I saw 5 in like 5 days this week. I saw a ton, and I still feel like going to the movies right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to say about these movies that came out. If you haven't seen them and I persuaded you, go see them. Let me know what you thought of them in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys think on these movies. thank you for tuning in for this. I'm very curious to see how this video does. If it does well, I will definitely be doing more like this in the future when many movies come out in one weekend. I feel like it's a lot easier for you and for me, and it may be kind of fun. So as always, guys, thank you.